Hi everyone, welcome to the health tip this week. Dr. Marco. So I'm going to be highlighting a couple of new products that I have, just to let everyone know about it. I've made a special web page for parents of autistic kids, and on that web page I have a number of different products that can be very helpful for them, extremely helpful for them, but it's also kind of good for the general public to know some of these things too. So after this video, I'm just going to connect one of the videos that I have on that web page. So the first video we're going to talk about something called Myospots. And they're a natural product that can help people change their tongue strength and oral habits that might help to improve their sleep, might get rid of snoring, improve palate function, vocal function, and a lot of other things. So that's the first product we're going to talk about this week. So right now in this video, I'm just going to show you the other video I prepared for that. To learn a bit about these Myospots. Hi everyone, welcome to the health tip this week and a new product introduction. So I'm pretty excited about this one because it's going to help a lot of different people, from little kids all the way up to old people. Who do you know who has problems with their mouth breathing, snoring, sleep apnea, maybe kids that have bad jaw structures and things like that, kids that have difficulty staying asleep at night, people that toss and turn? This could be a big game changer for a lot of people. A bit of a natural mouth breathing fix. So there's a company in Australia that came up with this little product that can help a lot of these things and train the tongue to have more tone so that it stays in the right spot. So when people have mouth breathing problems or they don't have proper tone in their tongue muscle, what happens is it gets weak and it's not really touching the roof of the mouth where it should be resting on the roof or behind the front two teeth. And when that posture is changed, it can cause a lot of different problems in the body. So these are just some of the things that can happen when people happen to be mouth breathers during the day or when they sleep. So you can have upper respiratory infections and tonsillitis. So as I've mentioned many times, we actually don't get sick from germs coming into our body because the germs are on us all the time. We have bacteria covering our whole system. But our tissues that line our nasal passages and the tonsils at the back, those tissues should be moist and have a good mucus on them and that kind of thing. But when you're breathing through your mouth, they have a tendency to get dry, and then they start to fissure and crack and the cells kind of break down. The bacteria that are already there, they're always there, but when your tissues break down, the bacteria's job is to kind of break them down to reprocess them so your body can make new ones. And if you have constantly sort of disturbed tissues, you'll have constant chronic, what we call infections or tonsillitis. And think about your white blood cells. They're just there. They keep coming just to kind of clean up their mess. Don't think of them as an immune system fighting off the bacteria. They're just there to kind of take away the waste products that happen from your cells breaking down and the bacteria breaking down the cells that need to be recycled. So that's a big, big thing. Another thing that can happen is cavities in the teeth and erosion in your mouth. So normally your mouth should have like a pH like of around 7.3, something like that. It's a little bit basic or alkaline, we call it. But when you happen to mouth breathe, your pH of your mouth starts to go down and it becomes more acidic. And that can have a tendency to cause, wear and tear and break down the teeth and have cavities starting to form and erosion in your teeth even. And that can also cause bad breath as well. Sleep apnea, that's a big one, right? Because if the tongue is not resting on the roof of the mouth, basically think about your lips following the tongue. So if the tongue goes to the roof of the mouth, the lips will follow it too, and they'll stay closed, and you'll breathe through your nose the way you're supposed to. So you'll have moist, filtered air going into your body and into your lungs. As soon as the tongue is relaxed, it falls back into the back of the mouth, and then it blocks off the airway. People start to lose oxygen, and these people are tossing and turning all night. They have lack of oxygen to their brain the whole evening, and they wake up in the morning even though they slept for 12 hours and they're still bagged and tired in the morning because the brain didn't get an oxygen during the night the way it was supposed to. So that's a really big factor. Loads of people with that problem. Asthma and dermatitis is another thing too. So once again, if the airway, what's getting into your lungs, there's so many pollutants in the environment, and if it's not getting filtered out by the hairs in the nose and all the mucus in the cilia that's inside our passage, all that stuff is going directly right into the lungs. It's going to irritate the tissues and cause problems. Malocclusion, this is a big one. Many kids are starting to get like really longer faces and kind of poking out like this, and their teeth are getting crowded because normally when babies are developing and they're breastfeeding, the tongue will go up and spread and has like this widening effect and pushing forward on the whole thing. When that doesn't happen, then everything starts to cave in and go forward. So you have bad teeth occlusion and everything else. So when the tongue gets exercised and worked daily, that'll actually push on the palate and help maintain wide palate and a wider face. Posture. Now you might be surprised about this. You guys know when the horses ride, that thing that they put in the horse's mouth, there's a whole science behind how that thing rests, because just changing the posture of the tongue can change the whole dynamics of all the muscles on the front of your body. So the actual tone of your whole body can be changed by how your tongue rests. So the posture of the tongue is really invaluable for the posture of the whole body. There's a little there's a bone in your body right underneath here. It's called the hyoid bone, and loads of muscles are attached to it on the floor of your mouth, and those muscles go into the front of your body and all the way down. And all this fascia, the connective tissue around the muscles, that's all connected all the way down. So if you change where the hyoid bone is sitting, if it's kind of relaxed here, tongue gets depressed, all this gets loose, and you have tension patterns, and that's not good. Face and jaw structure, I already mentioned that, and something called vagal tone. So if you guys know the vagus nerve, everyone's getting back online about how important the vagus is for the stress response and everything else. And just when you exercise other cranial nerves, the nerves that come out of the head, they all kind of share the same area in the brain, and the brain stem in the back. So when I'm working my tongue, and those nerves go back and exercise that area, and so the vagus nerve can get relaxed. When the tongue is in the roof of the mouth, there's a relaxation effect in the body. You breathe better. You're not oxygen starved during the evening, and that can take people out of a stress response. Kids that wake up, a lot of kids have like attention problems and stuff because they're just not sleeping well. They're not getting good oxygen to their brain because all of these problems are happening. Solution. These are something called myospots. They almost look like a little candy almost. And what it is just made out of like a natural vegetarian kind of gum structure that has a little bit of stevia. So these are gluten-free and sugar-free, so that's great for all the autistic kids and anyone on the spectrum avoiding gluten. And what you do is you put one of these little dots and you stick it back on the roof of your mouth, right behind here. So you just push it up there, and after a little bit, it'll kind of get stuck on the roof of the mouth right in the front. And what that does is creates like a little sensation that your tongue will naturally go and kind of lick it. So have you ever had like teeth work by a dentist, and there's a little irregularity on your tooth, and your tongue always has a tendency to go over there and feel it around. So that's producing a constant stimulation for your tongue to go up to the roof of the mouth to kind of taste it and feel it. These take about maybe 40 or 50 minutes to slowly dissolve. So that's like almost like a 1 hour workout for your tongue, and it's all subconscious. It'll just be happening naturally during the day. You're doing your day-to-day stuff, and your tongue will just naturally go up to kind of lick it, sort of thing. And that constant work is actually strengthening the tone of your tongue. So at the beginning, you might think about this like a 3-month exercise program to strengthen the tongue and the palate and the whole thing there. So you would take like maybe 1 a day at the beginning, and then go to 2 a day, and try to get up to 3 of those a day. And so you're having like a good workout for your tongue, and that'll increase the tone. And over a 3-month period, a lot of people that take this are noticing better sleep, less snoring, less sleep apnea, better occlusion, the mouth starts to improve, all sorts of things. So we have these in the office. They come from Australia, and they cost quite a bit, but there's 100 little tablets in each one of these, and they're going to cost $50 for each one. So you just take one, top of the mouth, every day, and we're going to notice a lot of differences with this. A lot of kids, especially this is so important for all the autistic kids and kids on the spectrum and ADHD, and pretty much everybody can benefit from this. We're glad to have these now. 3 different flavors, all naturally flavored, of course. So hit us up for these. They're now in the office, and we'll see you next time. Bye.